This has been a long time waiting. How long ago was it that we did the first one?
Chapter 2, 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2 weeks ago?
December 1st.
Yeah. It would have been December 1st.
Exactly.
We're 2 weeks.
Just 2 weeks
We're
ago.
2 weeks in.
Okay, perfect. All right. So this is basically going to be our first episode.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have that other one that we're going to showcase years down the line.
Yeah.
That's a little like
after we've blown up, and
yeah,
that'll be an episode down memory lane.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good.
All
I'm
right.
thinking we kind of get to the point of this, treating it as the opener.
Yeah, this is the opener.
This is the opener. So let's do kind of how we started the last one. Like, what is being built different?
Mm-hmm. Well, let's just take it back one more step. And we're going to get right into it.
Sure.
Number one, let's answer the question that's on everybody's mind, which is like, what is this? How did we get here? What are we doing? What's the intention? And what can they expect? These are the questions that's going through their mind. So let's answer that.
Like, why are you here?
Them.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
Yeah.
So how would you describe that in your words? How would you answer that?
To our audience, like, what are they doing here right now? Okay. Let's break this down into each individual question that you just asked.
Sure.
So what was the first one that you asked?
So what are we doing here?
Well, you and I are here because the reality is we've had tons of conversations that we wished we hit record on.
Yeah.
And we want to bring those to life and share them with people who feel like they're built different or just are on the path of growth and success or chasing of whatever vision that they have that they want to come to fruition.
Sure.
So we want to bring those conversations to the limelight and share the value that they had with everybody who's willing to tune in.
For sure.
Yeah.
So my whole intention with this, when we first started just talking about the possibility of starting a podcast, was really to create a platform, like a place that people can go, and number one, get inspired. And number two, like get some guidance. I remember when I got into this industry and I was just like fish out of water. I had no guidance. I didn't really know what to look for, what to do, who to look up to. It was just kind of like figure it out on your own. In this industry that we're in, like you can go a million different directions. But here, what I really wanted to do was just provide so much value, so much guidance, no fluff, no noise, just cut through all that noise and just be all signal.
That totally makes sense. Now, it sounds like you want to almost speak to you, how many years ago was that now?
17 years.
Yeah. So you want to speak to you 17 years ago.
Yeah.
With everything that you've gained in a journey worth 17 years.
I want to speak to me not only 17 years ago, I want to speak to me 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 years ago. Like, we evolve and grow so much. Like, even just myself, like, I'm not the same person I was last year, let alone 17 years ago. And there's so much knowledge and wisdom that's been accumulated that I wish I could have given myself last year and would have changed everything. So this is the intention. If you're a real estate agent and you're listening to this, you're going to get so much value. You're going to get so much substance that's going to just take your level, your mindset, your perspective, everything, just leveling up to that next level.
And to piggyback off of what you were saying, being able to communicate with Walid however many years ago, it's the same for me. And I think what's really cool is as we continue to do this and this platform grows, I am also in the seat of the listeners that's inspired from your journey 17 years ago, because 17 years ago I was, I think I was like in elementary school. So like, so I'm going to also be inspired along that journey with our listeners.
Sure.
As well as, bullish and bearish, where I'm going to be putting and pointing out things that have happened along my journey in this industry as a roller coaster, so we're going on, I was licensed in 2019 and there's been a ton of experience that I've gained within that time period, from starting on a team, a very successful team, what that looked like, then journeying off and going solo, what that looked like, what the nuances are of being a CEO of not only your business, but your life, and piloting that through to having the utmost success and consistently still building that to be what I want to be the best business possible.
Absolutely.
Holistically speaking, even with my fitness goals, my mental goals, emotional goals, spiritual goals, and business goals.
Absolutely.
You know, so holistically, I think peeling back layers is really what we're trying to do, and ultimately speak from the soul.
Yeah.
Right?
What they can expect is just real, raw, and just unfiltered, just truth. That's all it is. And you're going to get so much value. You're going to get so much value. And it's not just going to be one perspective. It's going to be multiple perspectives. We're going to bring in some
exciting.
Big speakers. We've got some really big names already lined up. So we're excited to share their journeys with you guys as well. So let me just kind of rewind a little bit. So why us? Like, why you? So I approached you.
Yeah.
No. Let's go back.
Okay, let's
go.
You
approached me and you're like, hey, like before we're setting all this stuff up, like, why me? Like, why is it us? Like, you have you have other business partners that you could potentially be doing this with.
Absolutely.
And I told you this, and I genuinely meant it. I couldn't do this with nobody else, because the conversations and that chemistry that we have when it comes to having these conversations, like, it's undeniable.
I couldn't agree.
And I don't think I could do this with anybody else.
Yeah, I'm truly flattered and honored to be a part of it.
For sure.
But when I really look at it, like, these are conversations we have almost every time we cross paths. So I get it. And that was also coming from a place of, you know, we are in very different places in our careers and what our goals entail.
For sure.
Right. So I think that came from a more, hey, you know, maybe I was questioning myself. I'm like, okay, you're at this certain caliber where your goals are vastly different from mine. I'm on the journey of trying to be the best real estate agent and build the best team that I possibly can, which you've already successfully done. So a lot of times when you see two individuals sit down on a podcast, they're almost around the same level of production in what they're doing, even in the industry that they're at, right? So that was pretty cool. And I think what we're going to be able to provide that's different is the yin and yang, is the nuances that are different
for sure
in our journeys, right? So that's where that curiosity came from. And I think that, I'm very excited to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be learning along this entire process myself too.
For sure.
And it's going to be a ton of fun. We're in for a lot of fun.
Yeah. So just to go down memory lane for a second.
Yeah.
You and I met how long ago?
This would have been 2019.
2019. And I think since day one, our conversations were so intentional, so raw, so deep, that it always kept on getting better and better and better. And I remember just saying this on so many different occasions. Man, I wish we recorded that. I wish we recorded that. That was podcast worthy. That was like video worthy. And it just kept on going. And then eventually we got to a point where you and I just had a very casual conversation, which we recorded. And I posted a few clips on my social media feed. And I was like, that was the moment that I said, okay, like we owe this to the world. We owe this to, you know, the Keith that got into the business in 2019. We owe this to the Walid that got into the business, 17 years ago. So we owe it to our industry to share these conversations and the insight and the wisdom and everything else.
Because there was a lot to unpack there. I think we sat down on the couch upstairs in the kitchen area for 30 minutes. And we just were just bouncing off of each other.
For sure.
And that worked out really well. I think we've always been able to work off of each other's energy really well.
Yeah.
Regardless of how different that energy is, I think that we piggyback off of that really, really well. And that's why we're here.
Yeah.
Right. So that's
energy. Like, man, let's talk about that for a second. Yeah. I think that is the most crucial, the most important thing that you can really grasp and understand and use to your benefit than anything else in this world.
And I want to highlight that for a second here, because that's where I've seen a massive shift in you in these last few months, is your energy and where you're directing it. Because I think you told me like where your goals were, what you were thinking about doing before going all in content, going all in on social media, going all in being the best head coach you can possibly be and mentor you could possibly be. You changed your mindset, and you had an instance where you were, I think you were in the bathroom.
Yeah.
You want to say kind of how your energy shifted there? And then, yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, for sure. So that was a moment where I made a commitment to myself.
Right.
That's what that was. I made a commitment to myself that I'm never going to ask anybody to do something that I'm not willing to do myself.
Right.
Because the story behind that was Doug was away for an AI summit, and he asked me to step in for the Monday morning meeting.
Right.
And the agents that were there, I stood up in front of them, gave them some great advice. And part of that advice was to be active on social media and consistent. But hypocritically, I had posted almost 2 years ago, and maybe there was a couple filler posts here and there, but there was nothing intentional. And then I just really looked at myself in the mirror that day and said, like, Walid, who are you to give them this advice? You're not even doing it yourself. And that's the biggest differentiating factor in my mindset now as to what we're doing versus what any other brokerage is doing. As a leader, I would never ask anybody to do something that I'm not willing to do myself. Meanwhile, every other brokerage that I've been a part of, what they tell me to do is go door knock, go, cold call, do this. And they're not willing to do it themselves. They're just managers. They're just telling you what to do, but they're not going to be courageous enough to do it themselves. So when I'm meeting with my agents and I'm game planning with them and I'm strategizing with them, I'm speaking from experience. I'm not speaking theory. I'm speaking like real life experience. I've done it at a high level, figured it out. And there you go. That's the path.
And to dial it back to energy and how we're built and how we're approaching things differently.
Sure.
How has that changed for you holistically by shifting direction of your energy into this? Like, what does that look like now for you?
I think when you have a mission, I think when you have a purpose, I think when you find your calling, the energy is inevitable. It's going to come because it's a pull. It's not a push anymore. If you're pushing, grinding, and you're just doing things for results and outcome, money, transactions, cars, houses, whatever, it's just material things. It's always a push. It's always a grind. It's not very fulfilling. But when you find your purpose, dude, it's so fulfilling. I'm not doing this for money anymore. I'm not doing this for anything. I just want to be of service. I just want to become the best version of myself because the best version of me is going to have better energy. He is going to make more money. He's going to have better relationships, better friendships. He's going to be more giving. He's just going to be a more well-rounded person all around. So the best version of me is going to be just a much better human being at the end of the day. And that energy is going to come with it.
It's not only going to come with it, it's contagious. So even personally in my experience, over these past few months where you've really dialed in on your socials, you're sharing your experience and your journey of growth in the social world with us every week. For me, every day.
Yeah.
It's almost like I always knew I had potential. But now it's being like even more pulled out of me. So as your purpose is pulling you, my potential is being pulled out of me and it's being displayed while you're on your journey to everywhere, wherever it is you're heading. For sure. Is you're pulling people along with you that want to be pulled, and almost some people don't even want to be pulled, but it's indirectly happening. Because of energy and presence.
I think you said it so well. Energy is contagious.
Yeah.
Negative energy is contagious. Positive energy is contagious. I don't want any negativity here. If there's someone that's just like a, Debbie Downer, always just complaining, victim mindset mentality. One rotten apple ruins the bunch. We got to put an end to that right away and just put them back into that state of possibility where they're positive, where we're going to help them find their purpose, find their calling, find their mission, so that they're living and they're up to something. When you're up to something, you're going to be in a good mindset. You're going to be in a good space.
So when it sounds like you're talking about the tribe that you're building, right? And the culture and environment that you want to consistently be surrounded with.
For sure.
What's, given you're starting this now, this is the first year. Really and truly. And it hasn't even been a full year, has it?
We opened up, our grand opening was March 5th. March 6th, actually, this year. So prior to that, we were just kind of building the office. We got about 4,500 square feet of space here. Now, every inch of this office was designed with intention. We wanted it to be a place where you'd walk in, you'd feel proud.
Yeah.
You'd feel excited. You feel motivated. It's a place where like you're going to collaborate. You're not going to like walk into a traditional brokerage where it's just one cookie cutter after another. And you just walk into your little cubby hole and you're isolated. It's like a little prison cell. There's lack of, ideas that are being exchanged. There's nothing, you know what I mean? Like you're just kind of on your own. And this business already, as most of you know, it's a very lonely business. It's a very lonely business. So the fact that you're going to walk into a traditional brokerage and just be isolated makes it even more lonelier. So here I was like, we're operating as a unit, and your success is my success. My success is, Bob's success, and vice versa. Like we move forward together as one unit. And it's all about that energy. When you walk in here, you're just going to get refueled. And the example that I used when I was speaking with Tyler, when he was here a few weeks ago, I said, think of it like a NASCAR, an F1. You're going around the track. And if you don't stop for a pit stop and get refueled, you're not finishing the race. And right now, like real estate, our industry, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So if you try to sprint a marathon, you're going to burn out. So what's going to end up happening is you're going to come back to this environment. And as a leader, if I can do one thing, it's just to provide an environment where you're just constantly getting refueled. So if you have that unlimited fuel tank, unlimited energy, constantly being refueled, what's inevitable?
Growth, success.
Success is inevitable. That's
also
it.
Mistakes.
But mistakes are what?
It's growth.
They're lessons.
Yeah, they're lessons for you to keep rebuilding and growing and coming back even stronger. And, I used to say that, mistakes are a step forward, but when you are isolated, it doesn't feel that way. Sometimes when you make those mistakes, especially early on in your career, it hits hard when you don't have, a lot of people are intrinsically motivated, and I'm not saying that I'm not, but a lot of times when you're isolated, it's harder to get over certain humps because
for sure,
you're your worst enemy. You're your biggest critic.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you'll beat yourself down more than you'll pull yourself out of the well.
Yeah.
And there's a scene in, I think it's Dark Knight, where Christian Bale, Bruce Wayne, I think it's Dark Knight Rise anyway. Bane, he's in jail, he's in the prison, and he keeps climbing up and he keeps missing and missing and missing. And it's like when he finally gets it, it's like it wasn't a physical feat. It was from his soul. It was from his mind. It was everything else that he needed to overcompensate with that just wasn't his being. It's almost like in isolation.
Do you recall one thing that he did different on that last jump?
On the last jump, the one thing that he did different.
He removed the rope, the safety net.
Yes. Oh
so
my
what
God.
What did that do? He had faith.
Yeah. And
all
belief.
And he believed. No choice. No safety net. When you have a safety net in life, forget about just business and everything.
Yeah.
You're not going to push to that level.
Yeah.
You're not going to go all in.
And I think it proves something to you that it's priceless. Like when you can put that level of belief and faith in your own capabilities and let go of the rope, and that was his lifeline. He could have just do or die.
So let's talk about that for a quick second.
Yeah.
Belief, and how important is that?
Let's do it.
So Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Would he be that champion, that reigning champion that he was during the 80s without his coach, Gus?
I don't believe so.
He doesn't believe so.
Yeah.
And not even believe. Everybody knows that it's a fact he wouldn't be that person.
He's a beast.
And the only difference is that he had someone that believed in him. That's all it was. He had someone that believed in him.
That pulled his potential out of him.
Yeah.
And that's mentorship you can't buy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right?
He poured into him. He literally adopted him. And one interview that Gus actually spoke at was, he's like, I'm an 80-year-old man. Like, I should be gone. Like, my time is done here. But the only reason why I'm here is I need to see Mike Tyson become a champion, and then I'm done. So he was living for him, and he was living for him.
Yeah, and that's
pretty cool story.
It's really powerful. And stories like that make you look back on all the people that have had massive impacts on your life.
For sure.
And have instilled that level of confidence for you to succeed, give you a platform to succeed on, and I've been blessed throughout my life.
Yeah.
And, when you think about somebody like Gus, I had a coach in high school, and I was a track and field athlete. I was a middle distance sprinter. but I'm bow-legged, flat-footed, and shorter. So I'm not designed to be a champion in the public eye of sports and athletics in that race. And there was a coach, he didn't ask me for, his name is Ian Seal. He didn't ask me for a dime. He drove me to practice and took me home, even on weekends. And he trained me. He never asked me for anything in return. And I think he just saw that I was hungry and he saw my potential. And yeah, I was champion in the Durham region multiple times, beating people that are twice my size and more athletically inclined than I was. And all he actually did, I remember I had a conversation with him. He's like, I just put confidence in you, man. I just believed in you.
That's it.
And
what do you think he got out of that?
I think because
he got something.
I would say, I mean, he's a great soul. Like he's a great individual. I would say he definitely, him pouring into somebody that was buying in to what he was offering and succeeding was enough gratification for him. Like he
got fulfillment.
Fulfillment came from somebody listening to him, buying in, moving with intent, surrendering to the process, and ultimately winning. And to this day, when faced with adversity, with anything like that, I look back on my coaches in high school that believed in me and gave me an opportunity, and that pulls me through in a lot of scenarios.
You said it so well earlier. You're like, we're all our own worst critics. Yeah. Okay. We've got a devil on one shoulder. We've got an angel on the other one, right? Yeah. And the devil's always just, you're not good enough. You can't do it. You're lacking this. You're lacking that. You're always going to have that devil on that shoulder just talking you down because it wants you to not live to your potential. And what you need is an environment where you're going to go in and not only is going to force you to believe in yourself, but when they believe in you, you're going to get brainwashed. Just like energy is contagious, belief is contagious. When someone believes in you, that's it. All you need is just that one person.
You just need one spark.
Person. That's it. You need that one spark, and then that flame is just going to ignite on its own. And I'll share my story with basically just content creation. I didn't post for 2 years.
You never struck me as somebody who was extremely active on social media anyway. No. Right? Yeah.
No,
okay.
No. And I didn't want to do it. I didn't really see the value of it. It wasn't for me. I'm like, okay, sure. You know what? It'd be cool to do it, but no, it's not for me. I could never do what, these guys that are doing, posting 5 times a day, those Alex Hormozis, the Ryan Serhants, all these guys, I could never do that. And then I just had one person that said, you provide so much more value than what these guys are saying. Like, you owe it to everyone. You have to do it. You're better than them. You're better than them. You're better than them. And I was like, holy shit. Okay. All right. Like, maybe I am. And then I did one video and I looked at it and I was like, oh, damn, this is pretty good. And it just got better and better and better. And now it's just kind of taking a life of its own. Yeah. And it's built that momentum. It's just going to have that domino effect that's going to keep on growing. And then I'm excited. Like, I've got a lot of huge goals with not only this brokerage, but this industry. Like, we're going to do some great things, but it all started from that one spark of someone believing in you.
That's an awesome take on it. And it hasn't even been that long. I think one of the coolest things about you, and I've noticed this years ago and it hasn't changed as part of who you are as an individual, is you go all in. Like, when you're dedicated to, or you've decided you're committing to something, it's not 0 to 100. It's like 0 to fucking infinity. Like, it's like you surrender to the purpose and you just go with it. Like, you're dialed. You're locked in, man. Like, when I think of locked in, I got to give it to you. I know you live, when you have purpose and you're trying to accomplish something, what'd you tell me the other night? You're dreaming about this kind of stuff?
I dream about this 24/7. Yeah. I'm here, but it's not even work. Yeah. It's not even work. If I had the choice of doing what I'm doing, living within my purpose, doing what I need to do to, like, spread the message, spread the word, and just keep on improving people's lives, even if it's just 1% better, I'd rather do that because I get so much more fulfillment than going on a vacation. I'm going away next week and I'm not even excited about it. Like, I'm actually genuinely excited about, like, meeting with my agents. I had 5 meetings this week, one-on-one. I spent anywhere between minimum 1.5 hours to 2.5 hours sitting down with them. And just like your coach that sat down with you that, got you to become the champion in Durham for your track. Like, it's so fulfilling. It's so fulfilling.
It's crazy you say that, honestly. And for those of you listening, watching, this being that's voicing his emotions with purpose, like I was 23 and I was getting that same type of energy and encouragement and somebody pouring into me at that age. And that, that's a blessing, man. It was a blessing.
So I had a conversation last night in the car. I was just driving back from the theaters, and it was on the subject of courage. People follow courage. They don't follow money. They don't follow, people follow courage. Because like, if you think about it, when you're going to the battlefield, are you going to follow someone that's got just raw courage? Or are you going to follow someone that has like all the bells and whistles and so like, but lacks courage?
Heart.
It's all heart.
Yeah.
It's always all heart.
Yeah. So, I'm going to follow the person who genuinely, I know is going to die for this.
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, or as corny as that might sound, it's like, look at all the ancient rulers.
Yeah.
Of course they have strategy and everything in play, but they are genuinely bought into what they're trying to accomplish. Good or bad.
Good or bad. That's their mission. They're just so focused and dialed in. And what I told myself was like, okay, I've been doing this for 17 years. I've been a part of like, I think 4 different brokerages. Okay. And every single brokerage that I was a part of, all I had was managers. Okay. Managers, people that would show up because they have to show face. And if I was lucky, I would see them maybe once a week. They would pop in for a Monday morning meeting or something like this and then just disappear and vanish. And if they were going to like say anything, any sort of conversation, it was just surface level. It was like, how's business? Are you going to door knock some more? Are you going to call some more? Are you going to like do some more Popeyes, whatever? It was just such surface level basic conversation, and you're always lost. And so many people in our industry, Keith, are looking for guidance and they're looking for something to follow. And if you have courage in this business, in this industry, which we lack a lot of, there's very few people that have courage, you're going to get a real following.
Okay. And I can appreciate you sharing that, but I'd like to ask you this. So you've been successful throughout your whole career, right?
Sure.
For the most part.
I feel like this is the first time that I'm actually doing something that is selfless, because it has always been selfish.
Got it. Because when you're building your own business, it's, for your personal gain and to make sure that you provide a good experience for clients. You know how it is.
So let's break this down, because a lot of people are going to look at success as just monetary. Yeah. If all you have is money, you're not successful.
No, there's many more pillars.
I would say I'm way more successful right now because I get real fulfillment. I have purpose. Like, I get unlimited energy. I tore my pec literally less than a week ago. I have my sling off, but I'm still going. And it's not a push, it's a pull. Because if that happened to me, let's say 2 years ago, right? I would have just taken a month off. I would have just gone on vacation and, taken that time to chill and relax, all about me, indulge.
Sure. I think where I was going with that was, when you say that you were part of 4 other brokerages, traditional brokerages, and let's say for the most part you had a manager, what was it in those years, or what was it that allowed you to still succeed at a high level when you didn't have who you are now? Yeah. Like who you are to me, what I had. If you didn't have that, if you're saying you didn't have that then, what can you attribute your success to during those years? Selling real estate.
Failure.
Gotcha.
Over and over and over and over again. It's never been like just like a chart that goes like this.
It would be nice.
It's never been just all. It's been just failure after failure after failure after failure.
Yeah, and
I think those failures they're just lessons. So lesson after lesson after lesson.
And out of those, when you think of those failures and lessons, let's look at Michael Jordan.
Sure.
And the bad boy Pistons, the Detroit Pistons. So he dominated the 90s. He was a champion for, he only missed a year or two of winning. But he had to beat the Detroit Pistons, and that was his hump to get over to start becoming a champion. That was the big barrier. When you look at your failures, is there 1 or 2 things that really stand out to you that you overcame that really opened up your eyes to something greater?
You know what? I think it's faith. A lot of things have come down to faith. A lot of faith. I was just like, I always was a very positive person, optimistic, like, okay, you know what? Whatever happened for me and not to me. Like, there's going to be something that's going to come out of this, and you just move forward and you just move forward. Of course, there were times you get down and you go into dark space, but you got to get yourself out. So going back to what we were talking about, the environment, man, like this is such a lonely business. And if you get in that dark space and if you're by yourself, you're not in that right environment that's going to pull you out of it, you can get stuck, and you can get stuck for a long time. As long as life is, like, it's also very, very short. You can waste years. And then by the time you get out of it, you got to start from step one again.
Sure.
That's why it's so important to be in the right environment, because life happens. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to have your ups. You're going to have your downs. But once you go through your downs, if you're in a place where you can just get yanked out of it, you're going to continue with that momentum. You don't have to start again, over and over again. And then that penny that compounds over and over again, right? Imagine, once it gets to day 21, it has to go back to day 0. Because by day 31, it goes to north of $10 million. But by day 21, it's only 10,000.
Oh, right.
So just imagine you're missing the most important part, that most important part. So that's why you got to get out of that bad environment, that bad energy. So if you're in that space, if you're in a good environment, and that's what I want here for all of our family members, is you messed up, come here, get refueled, get re-energized, get back in a state of possibility, and move forward. Because you're going to look back one day and you're going to be like, holy shit, I learned a lot. Look how far I've come. And then you're going to get your real fulfillment is when your cup is overflowing, you're going to start filling other cups.
Earlier, you'd mentioned F1 and having the pit stop.
Sure.
You think of your office usually as like the place you go to, lock in your cubicle or work. I think the coolest thing that you've done here, without saying that it is what it is, is that's how I feel this is. I feel like this is that pit stop where I come out and I get re-energized, fueled up, and that, because I'm a realtor. A lot of times I make money and I'm working with clients. I'm out of the office, going on showings and appointments and stuff like that. I'm not sitting at a desk a lot, like for 9 to 5 or anything like that. But this is the best pit stop. I feel like I come here, we get energized, we talk, we rub shoulders with people, grabbing coffee. We talk about different methods and systems that we're plugging into our businesses to make us thrive. You hit a new PR at the bench. Sorry, I shouldn't have probably. That was a touchy subject for you right now. Or like, what's this new health fad you're into? Or what's this new book you read? Or check out what I added to my listing presentation. Like, that's what we get here. And I feel like that you bringing F1 into this is, to me, in my life, the best pit stop I could ask for, because I get all of that when I come here. I only need to come here for like an hour, half an hour in between appointments. And when I get that out of everyone else here that's hustling and bustling and trying to do better every single day, it's come on, it's undeniable.
Like, I remember going into my old brokerage's offices, and I'd be the only one there. It would just be the receptionist and myself and maybe another person, but everyone's in their little cubby hole. And I'm just asking myself, like, do I really want to be here? So what ended up happening is I would probably work at home most of the time, just like every other agent. A lot of agents right now work from home instead of going to the office because there's no value there. And I don't blame them. So that was the number one thing that I wanted to do here, was to have a place where people want to go, because they're going to get not only value, they're going to feel better, they're going to get refueled, they're going to get energized, and they're going to be around good people. They're going to collaborate, they're going to share ideas, they're going to mastermind, and they're going to grow. So there's going to be that natural attraction that's going to keep on pulling in here, because people want to grow. If you're not growing, you're dying. So people want to grow, they're going to come here and they're going to grow. And I would say for a small office, because that's what we are right now, we have more buzz and engagement than any other brokerage. My last brokerage that I was at, there was, almost 2,000 agents, and the Monday morning meetings, there was 5 people. Here, I think we're just under 50 agents, and our Monday morning meetings, there's not a single seat left. We got like about 40 people here. Yeah, that says a lot about ratios. That says a lot.
Yeah, I got to make sure I come really early. It's like,
yeah.
And I think that's a testament to you guys, the 3 of you guys, being amazing leaders, and how well you work with each other, yet being so different from one another. I think you all are very different from one another, and you all provide something so unique to everybody that there's something for every type of personality.
For sure. Yeah.
You know, and I think that's really, really important. And I agree with you. We're all here to grow. We're all here to build the best business we possibly can, but also be the best version of ourselves. But I think not a lot of people talk about this enough. Fuck, man, we want to have fun. You want to enjoy it, right? Like, you can't sell me on the process and then tell me it's going to suck all the time. I get it. There's going to be shitty days. There's going to be days where you want to pull your hair out. Not mine, but you want to enjoy the process. You want to have fun. You want to be in a place where you can show up every single day, be a part of the process, know you're working hard.
Yeah.
But also be blessed and appreciative of every single day you have, and be reminded that it's
Let me ask you this question. Is there like one agent here that we don't get along with?
One agent here that we don't get along with?
I can't think of any.
No.
Like everybody has.
I never thought about
that. Like everybody gets along.
Yeah, we're all homies.
Everybody's like friends, everybody's family, everybody's like supportive of one another. Everybody really gets along. So like we're very selective about who we bring into our family.
Yeah.
Because like I said before, one rotten apple ruins the bunch. And the analogy that I always use is this. I'd rather be in a Honda Civic, a beat up Honda Civic with 4 of my buddies that are just having a blast going on a long road trip versus, you know, with 3 other people that are negative and just complainers in a Rolls Royce, because that journey is going to be miserable. It's going to be miserable.
Yeah.
So that's a testament to how important it is to be in the right environment with the right people. So earlier when you were saying, it's, you got 3 different head coaches with 3 different styles that can speak to 3 different ways and perspectives. No, man, we got 50.
You're right.
We got 50.
50. And then to, as a testament, like in a market where a lot of people say this is the worst market to be selling in, it's my best year. You know, I've been able to help more people than I ever have.
Victoria said the same thing.
Yeah.
Brooke said the same thing. Everybody's having their best year because they're in a state of possibility. The market's going to do what the market's going to do. It's out of our control.
Yeah.
But what you're going to do is within your control.
Yeah, it's up to me.
You can have your best year, or you can like be victim and have a shitty year. It's up to you.
Yeah, I've had.
But if you're in an environment where everyone believes, oh, this is the best market, everybody's killing it, you're going to be a byproduct of your environment. You're going to do well. You're going to feel upbeat about the market.
Yeah.
You're going to be positive. You're going to be energized. You're going to be refueled, and you're going to dominate your year, especially when you have accountability and leadership, not managers. Because if you have a manager, it's all surface level BS. They're just going to put you at the front lines, and they're going to sit back and relax and enjoy. But with us, I'm going to go do it first. Come follow me. Let's go.
And you're going to share your entire process, all the mistakes you're making, what you're learning, and everything like that. So it's been fun. It's nice when you go with a village. I get it.
It is.
At the end of the day, realtors listening to this, we're all independently owned and operated. I get it. Where you can come in here and look at each other like competition. But, how I look at it is to get from here to my home, I'm passing hundreds of thousands of homes.
Yeah.
Which is a marketplace for all of us to succeed in. We all have our own client bases. And I would love to be in a place where I can learn how to bring my clients to light rather than think I have to fight everybody for business. And collaboration is also contagious.
Yeah.
So, I've learned a lot about how, we have amazing agents at farm here, people who specialize in social media, people who just do database, resurfacing and stuff like that. So it's been really cool to see that, we're preaching on social and things like that, but there's agents here that succeed in all different avenues. And they're actually like willing to be like, hey, look, here's what I did.
Yeah.
Here's exactly what I said. Here's how I said it. And here was the result. And I think there's magic in that. And that's why it's been fun. Even if I know I'm not going to use that, it's good to know. It's good to, so if I come across an agent that I'm working with in the marketplace and like, you know what, I really want to pick up my geo farming. Like, listen, we got agents here who knock it out the park with that. Might not be the guy for you, but I know who to connect you with. And I'm more than happy and willing to do that because, we owe it to each other to succeed. Deals are done with multiple agents and we got to work together and give each other props at the end of it, right? So a lot of fun.
We can go on and on and on in this conversation. This episode could be a 4-hour one. So I think we got to cut it down. They're looking at us.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Sorry.
So let's wrap this one up, and then we'll look forward to the next one. So the goal is we're going to start off with once a month.
Sure.
And we're going to probably build up to a little bit more consistent than that. But right now we're going to start off with once a month.
Things we're excited for are we're going to be bringing in some pretty cool guests.
Yes.
To shed tons of different perspectives on what we're talking about here. Ultimately, we want to be creating a community of listeners and viewers that are buying into themselves, following how would you say this? Like following their soul, following their purpose, peeling back layers and not just keeping it surface level, being authentic to who they are, and really want to bring out the best in them and be surrounded by people that are going to pull that out of them. So yeah, I mean, that's really what we're trying to speak to, who we're trying to bring along this journey. It's the first one. We're just getting started. A lot of times you don't sit here with a structure. We just start talking to one another. And this is going to be an awesome, awesome journey. And we're really looking forward for everybody to be following along and being a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a mic drop right there.